It's the end of 2022, and we are looking back at the videos that managed to do the best on our channel for the year.
Because surprisingly, some of the videos did better than others, which is weird because they're all masterpieces.
Yes, because they're edited by me. At the very top, we got Måneskin with the song Beggin. It has reached, for the time being, over 6,000 views.
Yeah, well, our
counting.
Our video of
our video, not their video, but our video. Don't mix those two up, okay?
I thought we just needed to clarify because it kind of sounded like, oh yeah, Måneskin, they did shitty.
Yes, and people out there, like other YouTubers, has several 100,000 views and like 6,000 views. Really? Yeah. We have 137 subscribers,
and we love each and every.
Yeah,
one of you.
we do, and we think that video really took off. That's a viral hit on our channel. We did that review very early on our channel, and we want to thank everyone who watched it, pressed the like button, and joined us in the comment section.
Remember to hit like.
Yeah. To celebrate this video, we are diving into Måneskin yet again with their new song called The Loneliest.
Yeah, we're kind of revisiting the videos that did especially good this year and looking at the artists and seeing if they have done something new and how they're doing.
Yes.
If we like it. And we do like it.
And we do, of course. And of course, as usual, we are diving into structure, lyrics, and the sexiness.
In a very non-scientific way.
Yeah. The Loneliest. Talking about this track. We just listened to it, and what are your overall thoughts about it before we jump into the star rating?
Well, overall, amazing song. I had some weird thoughts about. First, when I heard it, I was like, well, that's a little bit more of a modern take on their music.
Yeah.
Something I noticed with Måneskin and I really liked about it. I first learned about them when they were in the Eurovision Song Contest. I know a lot of Måneskin fans, knew them way before in Italy.
Way before us.
I only learned about them
in
in that. And I liked that they had a little bit more of an old school recording style. Some of their recordings were very dynamic. They were very true and pure.
Yeah.
Didn't seem so digitalized and so modernized in some way, if that makes sense. And I kind of like that old school feel.
Yeah.
I feel this new song is a little bit more. Well, I still think they are, of course, going with the whole true, real instrument kind of thing. I don't think these are all digitalized, but they seem, we've become so good at making MIDI tracks and artificial instruments, but we've also become extremely good at recording instruments. So it's actually kind of difficult to hear when it's just an extremely awesome recording and when it's not a real instrument. It can sometimes actually be a little bit difficult, and I felt this was a little bit more mixed, mastered, more modern, a more pure, clean sound.
A very clean take on what, like, from the Måneskin that we're used to listening to. Like, the last time we visited Måneskin was with the song Beggin, and taking that into parallel, I would say that this is a very soul-searching song for them to make, especially when reading through the lyrics here. I really love the lyrics in this one, so kind of spoiler alert for the start giving here. Yeah. But I think these lyrics are some of the most beautiful lyrics I have ever written. Read. I haven't written anything that beautiful, unless you listen to my tracks, of course. Available on Spotify.
Shameless self-promoting.
What am I saying?
But yeah, they are really beautiful. Beautiful lyrics.
It's definitely one of those tracks that are very minimalistic. I wouldn't say it has that. It has, of course, very much of these Grand Prix lifts. True. I think we drew a parallel to one of their Grand Prix lifts with Capaldi here.
Yeah, Lewis Capaldi. Yeah. And his... Somebody You Loved.
Somebody You Loved, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't remember the lyrics for this track, but we remember the melody.
Really catchy melody. And yeah, it had, I don't know what it was. I think it's both his voice and the way the pacing of the song was. Maybe even the key. But it really did remind me of Lewis Capaldi's
Somebody You Loved. Yeah.
I can't even remember how the real title. We'll put it somewhere.
It's a song that is very memorable for the melody, but not for the lyrics. Really,
it had those kind of slowed down, beautiful ballad.
Yeah, it's very minimalistic, but yet it has these amazing Grand Prix lifts.
Yeah, but I will say, it wasn't that I missed the more raw part of Måneskin. But it was definitely, I felt it was noticeably that they had, polished it a little bit more.
Yeah.
The edges were smoothed out a little bit. That can be a good thing. It can also be a bad thing. I don't think they need to smooth everything out. Even his voice, it was still that raw, cool voice that he has. But it was more smooth. It was like maybe they had used some pitch correcting and just I would say shaved off. Yeah,
it was very pleasant to listen to all the way through.
But too much, maybe.
Perhaps
too pleasant.
Too pleasant. Yeah. Like it was too clean.
A little bit.
Especially for my reference to Måneskin. Måneskin is one of those bands. Every time I go back to listen to all the older stuff, it's like they have this feature of not being too clean in their vocal. It needs that raspiness, but I think they are trying to reach out for like creating a sad song.
Yeah,
but it's only in my head. It's really only the lyrics that makes it sad. Like the melody for me is not. It's more uplifting than sad for me.
You think so?
Yeah.
It was definitely very soft and beautiful.
It's not a song that I'm gonna sit crying to. It's more like a song that I'm gonna sing along to. Having on a wonderful day when I really want to practice my own vocal skills.
Jesus Christ.
Could you turn it off?
I thought I had. I think it's done now. I'll put it somewhere else. There.
Yeah, because it's not going to make noise there.
I don't think the mic will pick up on it.
Right.
Maybe the mics didn't even pick up anything. We're just looking down the table like some idiots and nobody knows why.
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah.
Two idiots behind the table talking to a camera.
We don't even need drugs to be this weird.
No, it's just, you should hang with us on our daily life. Do that in the comment section, and we will, of course, read it, reply it, and every time you boop that like button, maybe someone will get abducted by aliens. Who knows?
Anyways, it's a great song.
Yeah, it's a very wonderful song.
Are we done for today?
No, we are gonna, of course, dive into the structure, lyrics, and the sexiness for the story giving. So let's start off with the structure, as usual.
I think it was a very pleasant song, structure-wise. There was some very classic ballady tricks and stuff in between.
Yeah.
Not something that I was particularly taken aback from. Surprised. Oh my God, they did this thing. How surprising! No, it followed pretty standard way of doing things. Those lifts they had. They build up and then they take down and then you.
But those lifts actually, saying standard about the lifts in this song is like, it feels like the Grand Prix lifts are not where you would normally put them. Like they're not like putting a Grand Prix lift before every chorus.
Yeah, I know that can seem surprising, but
it's not surprising.
No,
but it's refreshing.
It is refreshing.
Like if you want to really look into how many songs do a Grand Prix lift before a chorus, contra how many does it randomly kind of like in a verse or in a B section. That's a more rare scenario.
Yeah, but it's definitely some tricks that are used specifically to surprise you, but
and keep you listening.
Yeah, but it is pretty standard to do that. I think it has the effect that they want that they wanted to have.
They're not like throwing dubstep into your face in the middle.
No,
of
they shouldn't. That's kind of like a good thing here. They are following a pleasant and nice pace throughout.
Definitely.
It's not too wild when they lift it up and he has that raspy, he kind of like almost break his voice.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound controlled, but it probably is. But it sounds like raw and cool anyways. And he does it the right place. He doesn't all, scream in your head and it feels like it doesn't fit or fit the song or the structure. No. It's really good. So, yeah.
And it like we spinning back to when we said it's a smooth, clean track. Like, it stays true to its own identity from the start to finish. I feel that is way more like noticeable than the rest of the song, like the rest of the elements of the track. Which is why, again, we drew parallels to Capaldi and Somebody You Loved. Like, again, we can barely remember the title.
Someone You Loved.
Someone you love. Is it somebody or someone?
Someone you love.
No, somebody. There's somebody you used to know.
That's another.
That's another track. That's
Gotcha.
from an artist who came, made a song, and he left again.
Yeah,
we've never to be heard from.
I can remember. It's so difficult. Nobody knew how to say his name. Gotcha or good toilet or whatever the hell.
A good toilet.
I feel it's still just a 4 on the structure, just because I feel they just shaved a little too much personality off it.
Yeah,
like it's not a little bit more grindy. I guess.
Like if you remember Måneskin because of his very like unclean mixed vocalists, vocal talent here.
Yeah,
and I really miss that somehow. Like it's still there, but it kind of feels like it's been shaven off a little too much.
I wanted Guns N' Roses' November Rain, you know, that whole ballad they did.
Yeah.
You know, it's still,
everybody
it's
does.
that sound. There was that sound they used to have, but in a more modern setting. And I feel what they did was they shaved that rawness off. When you listen to November Rain, you can really hear that it almost sounds like Axl is kind of crying throughout.
Exactly.
You
like
feel
you want to hear and feel that emotion.
It's not
coming through.
Yeah, it's not about this genre. It's just they removed some emotions in
and
some way in his
like
voice.
having a chorus that there is in this particular song it would have really had some charm in a vocalist, a male vocalist definitely, who's singing it to a part of it where his voice almost cracks in sadness. Really, if you want that expression, that would have been an amazing element.
You want to hear him struggle.
It doesn't have to sound beautiful and because it has to sound memorable. So
and
that would be
they polished it a little bit too much.
A little
it's
too
actually
much.
the problem with a lot of pitch correcting software. It gets a little too polished sometimes.
Did you say that just because I bought some? 4 stars.
Yeah,
on the
I think it's a
structure.
4. Yeah.
Moving on to the lyrics of the track.
I think you can talk about this.
Yeah, the lyrics of the track was like I know it's the video is referencing a funeral, but when I'm reading through the lyrics, it doesn't like the first verse kind of references death in a way, but more his own death. But when I'm reading through the lyrics, my take on it, that's the beautiful thing about lyrics, is that you can reference it however you like and however you feel to a situation that suits you in your own mind and your own imagination. But when I'm reading it, what I'm seeing is that it's more about the love that was never told. It was more like you have these feelings towards another person. Not necessarily romantic feelings, but it was feelings that was never told until it was too late.
Yeah, the lyrics definitely fit a lot of different situations depending on what you put in it. But it's still, you know, it's the emotion he's trying to recreate and connect with you with, interpret to. That emotion is definitely there. It's very obvious how he feels and why he feels it to some degree. But there's a lot of scenarios or where you could put this song in and it will still make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be romantic. It doesn't have to be death. It could be death. It could be a lot of different things, right? But still the emotion that is being communicated is very clear.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say I mentioned this earlier on in the video, is that saying I feel that this is one of the most beautiful lyrics I have ever read. Not written, read. I ain't taking any parts in this at all.
Oh, you
no
wish.
Responsibility. But yeah, I would say 5 stars in the lyrics.
Absolutely. And this actually goes back to why I want to give 4 on the structure, because again, they removed too much emotion.
Yeah, they removed too much of the expression. I think he tried to have that expression during recording. It feels like you can sense his expression in the take, but the mix has kind of sliced it off a little too much.
They removed too much.
There's a producer here who really needs to justify this.
And at least in my from my ears and my way of taking music, I miss some of the more raw feeling in it. So and that's again with the lyrics, it's a little bit, it's a little bad. You kind of wanted that with such a beautiful lyric.
Exactly. So
Sexiness.
Okay, he just jumped
Come on, Grandpa.
directly into the sexiness. Like, I'm usually the one presenting the topics here. But
We've had plenty of foreplay. Now we're going straight to the sexiness.
Sexiness. The sexiness as the track is...
Are we including the video or not the video? In our
not the video.
Not the video, okay.
Only the audio here, because if we're doing the video, it's gonna be very differently. Because the video was very cinematic, very beautiful,
Absolutely.
amazing storytelling, really, and including of all the members here.
And they are some very unique and beautiful characters in general.
Yeah.
There's quite some characters that are very lovable as musicians. So yeah, that would be unfair.
But the sexiness of this track, it's again because of the type of track it is.
Yeah.
Because of the only thing I feel sexy about this track is definitely the beautiful lyrics, and that it stays true to its identity from start to finish. But it doesn't really come up with anything rememberable to me.
No, that's kind of the thing that it's such a beautiful track. I love the music. I love the singing. I like, we are nitpicking some stuff here, you know.
Yeah. It's like taking flies with a fly swapper. That's
yeah, exactly.
what we're doing.
But but I will also say that I'm not gonna remember it. It's not as memorable as someone you used to love, that kind of song. You'll completely have. I can't remember the lyrics, but I can always remember
the longer the video goes on, and the more time we mention it, try to mention
someone you loved.
The title just fades.
I don't know why. We can always remember that damn song, and it doesn't quite do that.
No.
Same thing with November Rain, or some of those rock classic ballad, as this kind of
resembles
trying to be. It's not as memorable.
No,
that's completely okay. It's an amazing track
it's
still.
because I don't think they did this intentionally, but because I think they're just unfortunately resembling too much of a more famous pop track.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that.
Yeah,
maybe
because
not,
it's like we listened to it once, and we both had that same melody in our head.
Exactly.
From another track that we don't even remember the name of.
So
it's gone now. The title is just gone.
Yeah, it's one of those songs where I would love to listen to this. If anybody puts it on, I'm gonna, be into it, and I'm gonna love it, and I'm not gonna listen to it again until someone else puts it on for me one more time a month. So it is not as memorable for us, but it's still an amazing track.
Yeah,
it deserves all the attention that it can get because it's so amazing. I'm sure there are people who are gonna find it memorable.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put this sexiness down to 3 stars.
That's tough though.
Yeah, but
you're kind of right.
It's
you're kind of right.
The only thing that's carrying in this track for me is because of its identity and the lyrics. But the lyrics already carried it home with 5 stars. So so it can't really
You're kind of right. Like I can't even sing that song now because I have another stupid track on my head that I can't remember. So it's just you're right. It's just not quite there.
No,
in terms of a banger for us. At least.
If we did the video, that would of course get 5 stars. But the sexiness, 3 stars for me.
Yeah, 3 stars. I think that's where it lands for me too.
Awesome sauce. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Juice Reviews. If you're more interested in seeing some of our other reviews, kind of like the one we did with Blackpink, click the video right down below and remember to subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.